Good day! I am Marvin Alquizar and we will talk about the intellectual revolution that shaped the society, particularly in the Middle Eastern. To start with, let's have a brief information what is intellectual revolution all about. The term intellectual revolution is used to refer Greek speculation about the nature in the period before Socrates, roughly 600 to 400 BCE. As a result, alternative technical terms such as pre-Socratic, non-theological, or first philosophy are used. Remember that the philosophy in question has less to do with ethics and far more to do with what we call physics or logic. It was the time of paradigm shifts, the period where widely held and accepted scientific beliefs are challenged and opposed. What is the intellectual revolution in the Middle East? Middle East civilization has a very rich culture and tradition which they known for science and technology, in which has developed the use of cuneiform, potter wheel, vehicular, and mill wheel. They first generalized a government and law codes that serves as the birth of city-states with their high degree of division labor, specifically the Code of Hammurabi in the Babylon, which is the earliest and most complete legal codes proclaimed by the Babylonian king Hammurabi. It has become the urban centers of trade and knowledge exchange, populated by natural philosophers with a keen to desire build upon earlier insight. Islamic scholars, which are people influenced by Islamic civilization, despite of their religious views, they gave us mathematical terms such as algebra, azimuth, algorithms, and many more. The earliest or the Middle East intellectual revolution has revolutionized mathematics, astronomy, medicinal science, and engineering up to this date. Their sophistication to the field is very evident, and the colorful science and technology paired with the rich culture and religion revolutionized the way we view science and arts.
Hello, good day. My name is Jericho T. Di Guzman, and today we are going to discuss the intellectual revolution in the Middle East, and specifically who are the key figures in the revolutions. So, the first one is Caliphate al-Mansur. He is the founder of the first capital of Abbasid, Baghdad. He is also the contributor of the famous city house Bait al-Hikmah, or the House of Wisdom. He ended the practice of giving Arabs special privileges. Regional leaders were selected from among local ethnic groups. This was done not so much to create a more equal society, but to win the support of landowners so as to establish the feudal-style monarchy. So the next one is Caliphate al-Rashid. He is the successor of Al-Mansur. He also carried on this tradition and supported the translation movement. He was known as the good Harun al-Rashid of the golden prime of Abbasids. The third one is Abu Ali Hassan ibn Ali Haytham. He is an Arab mathematician, physicist of the Islamic golden age of astronomer. He is also the father of optics, analytical geometry by establishing the linkage between algebra and geometry. He also invented the camera of obscura, the earliest avatar of the modern digital camera that you carry around in your pocket. He also carried out the first experiments on the dispersion of lights into its constituent colors. Next is Al-Mamun. He was the seventh Abbasid Caliph and a great patron of the sciences in the Islamic world. He established an influential scientific academy in Baghdad where Arab scholars made important contributions to mathematics, astronomy, and other fields. He also refounded the House of Wisdom as an international center for translation and research, which became the largest library in the world by 850. He sponsored families of scholars, translators to bring useful texts from different parts of the world that reach philosophical foundation like Greece, Chinese, Sanskrit, Persian, and Syriac to translate it to Arabic.
Good day everyone, and I'm Charmaine Nicole Pedrinia, and I'm about to discuss how did the revolution advance modern science and scientific thinking at the time. It supplanted the Greek view of nature that had dominated science for nearly 2,000 years. The scientific revolution was distinguished by an emphasis on abstract reasoning, quantitative thought, an understanding of how nature works, and the view of nature as a machine, and the development of an experimental scientific method. The period between 8th and 14th century, later known as the Islamic Golden Age, saw so many life-changing inventions that the scientific revolution spread across the entire Muslim empire, from western India in the east to Spain and Portugal in the west, Iberia Peninsula. Among these discoveries are Arabic numerals, which are still used today, as well as algebra and algorithms, which are also used in all programming languages today. There were also advances in chemistry and astrology, as well as astronomy, and the English word chemistry is actually derived from the Arabic word kimia, as a result of the scientists' contributions during this period. Because of the advanced modern science in this period, they established the very first hospital. The first true Islamic hospital was built in the style of Jun di Shapur during the reign of Caliph Harun al-Rashid. A lot of modern science ideas was contributed to develop the Islamic prophetic medicine, advocated traditional medicine practices. The Canon of Medicine. This book is about medical science from the collected accounts of Aristotle, Hippocrates, and many more. To sum it all up, the Middle East intellectual revolution has revolutionized mathematics, astronomy, medical science, and engineering. They built infrastructure as house of knowledge like observatories, hospitals, libraries, and madrasas or Islamic college.
Good day, I am RJ Volante and I am about to report the controversies met in the revolution. Golden Age of Islam. It is the debate of the stars. In this Golden Age of Islam, there are numbers of philosophers, astronomers, and polymaths from the Persia who attempted to propose heliocentrism. Like for example, Aristarchus' model. It was not accepted because he was not as famous as Aristotle. He couldn't answer some of the important questions about the model. Also at that time, it was believed that the Earth is the center of the universe. Aristarchus reintroduced the heliocentrism, but then again, it wasn't socially accepted by the church that time. And then these philosophers and astronomers, namely Abu Mashar, Al-Razi, and Al-Biruni, attempted to propose the heliocentric view. Their theories are against Aristotle but with observed data. And also it is not entirely rejected by the church, that is why they have a contribution in the heliocentrism. Next is theory of natural law. Natural law is a system of law based on the close observation of human nature and based on the values intrinsic to human nature. According to natural law, all people have inherent rights conferred not by the act of legislation but by God, nature, and reason. For example of natural law is the idea that is universally accepted and understood that killing a human being is wrong. The lesson spotlight of this presentation is that the Middle Eastern intellectual revolution has revolutionized mathematics, astronomy, medicine, science, and engineering. Their contribution is driven by faith by their religion, driven by their love for knowledge and science and technology. The colorful science and technology, paired with their rich culture and religion, revolutionized the way we view science and arts.